What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to learn how to code Hangman in Python, and it's going to be played through the command window. Before we start coding, let's just go ahead and take a look at what the finished product looks like. So I'll play here. It's going to come up, it's going to say, welcome to Hangman. It's going to give us a word. It's picking from a random list of words that I have here in a text file. And then the user gets to guess some letters. So I'll guess A. You can see that's not in there, so it tells us that we have 5 misses left, giving people 6 chances. So now we'll guess E. Oh, that's not in there either. Let's say, for example, I guess E again. It's going to say I already guessed that. It's not going to penalize me for it. L, that's not in there. O, what else can we do? E, that's not in there. I'm not doing very good here. M, oh, that's not in there either. So at the end, it says, I have 0 misses left. That triggers it to lose the game, and then it gives me the game word. In this case, it was Sphinx. That's a difficult word. And then it allows me the option to play again. So if I hit Y, it'll allow me to play the game again. However, for the sake of time here, let's just hit no. That'll end it. And let's jump into some code. All right, the 2 modules that we're going to need are random and RE. Oops. Okay. After this, what we need to do is pull in the list of words that we're going to be choosing from. And I've got here just a text file with a bunch of different words on it. I think I looked at, like the 40 or 50 best words for Hangman. And I just copied those into this text file. And so this is the text file that we're going to be using. So we can import this. We'll just call this file handle. It's going to be equal to open. This is called Hangman words.txt. And then what we want to do is basically go through this file and create a list of all of the words in that file. So we're going to say the list of words is going to be equal to an empty list. And then we'll create a for loop that runs for the number of lines in our file handle. And on every line, what we want to do is update the list of words. So we want to say list of words dot append, and then we'll take each line and we'll do a strip. What this is going to do is go through every line in file handle in this text file that we have. It's going to go through each of these words, and it's going to take each of those words and append them onto this list of words. Okay, so now we've got a list of words, and what we want to do is start playing the game, right? So that'll require us to welcome the user, select a random word from list of words, and then let the user start guessing. So the first thing that we'll do is just do a very simple print welcome Hangman, right? And then what we'll do is we'll say we're going to set a variable equal to 1 or equal to true, and then while it's true, we'll let the user keep playing. So this is going to come in handy at the end when we ask the user whether or not they want to play again. If they hit no, we'll set the play game variable equal to false, and that will stop the game. So we'll just say play game is equal to true, and then we're going to run a play loop that is basically while play game. And in Python, you can just call while play game, and that's the same thing as saying while play game is true. Okay, so now we're actually into the game here. And the first thing that we want to do is have the computer pick, or the program pick a random word from our list of words, and that's going to generate the game word. Right? So what we want to do is we want to say the game word is going to be equal to random choice. We're going to pass in our list of words into this. All right? And then we want to display this to the user, but the issue is we don't want to give them the actual word. We want to give them some blank spaces where all of the letters should be, right? So what we need to do is create another list. This is how I'm going to solve this problem. And then we're going to say for I in the range of the length of the game word, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, oops, let's change this to display word. We're going to say display word dot append. So we're going to append onto this so far empty list, basically just a blank underscore. All right, so what this is going to do, and I'm adding a space after the underscore to space these apart. So what this is going to do is it's going to go for the length of game word. It's going to append onto this empty list these, and it's because it's for the length of the game word, it's only going to give one underscore for each letter in game word. Okay. Okay, so then after that, we can jump out of the for loop and we can print this so that the user can see it. So we're going to say print your word and then we will do this. We're going to join all of the elements in display word. And we have to join these because right now it's a list and we want them to show up as a single string, so display word. Okay, so that should go ahead and just print out all of those blank spaces that we want to see. Okay, so now that we have a word, we've got the ability to print that word as just spaces instead of the word itself. Some of the other things that we need to do are allow the user to guess. We want the user to only enter a single value. We want it to be an alphabetical value. We want it to be a lowercase value. It can't be numeric. It can't be more than one digit. And it can't be a repeat guess. So one of the things that we know we have to do is collect the user's previous guesses. So we'll say list of guesses is going to be equal to, at the moment, we're just going to set an empty list. And then we also need to see how many times the person has missed. And we're allowing users to miss 6 times. So what we're going to need is another while loop that checks basically whether or not the user has 6 or more misses. And so what we're going to have to do is every time there's a miss, we're going to have to update user misses. So let's just say user misses is essentially, well, at the beginning it's going to be equal to 0, but this will update. And then underneath that, what we need to do is say while user misses is less than 6, we're going to go ahead and actually allow the user to guess here. Okay. So let's give ourselves some room. Okay, so let's see, what's the first thing that we want to do? We want to let the user actually guess. So we're going to say user guess is equal to an input, and we'll just say something simple here. Guess a letter. And the other thing that we want to do is when it comes in, we want to make sure that it is lowercase. So all of our list of words are all lowercase, and Python does separate lowercase versus uppercase. It is case sensitive. So we're going to add a lower here, and that's just going to take whatever the user puts in. If it is a capital letter, it's going to turn it into a lowercase. So that's important to do. And now we're going to run through a bunch of conditional statements to make sure that the user's guess falls within our parameters. So the first thing that we can do is just check to see whether or not the guess is only one letter. So we'll say if user guess, actually what we want is the length of user guess. If the length of user guess is greater than 1, we'll say, we'll just go ahead and print please enter only a single alpha character. Okay. Now, what if the guess is not an alpha digit? What if it's a numerical? So we can check this by saying if user guess dot is alpha is equal to false, we can print please guess a letter. This is checking to make sure that it is a alphabetical letter. Let's see, what else? What else could happen here? I think that's probably about it. Let's jump down to oh, you know what? We have to see if it's already been guessed. So we have to say if user, let's see, what do I have to do here? User guess is in, not is in, just in list of guesses. We'll print you already guessed that letter. Okay, so I think these are all of our conditionals where we don't want to continue. Else. Okay, so if all of these conditions are met, we can actually start allowing the user to play, right? So we're going to say, let's see, the first thing that we'll do is just go ahead and append this. So we'll say list of guesses, append, and we're going to pass the user guess in. So this will update our list of user guesses. And now we have to check whether or not it's inside of if the guess is in the actual word. So we're going to say if user guess not in name word, we will, first thing to do is update misses. So misses, we're going to add 1 to it. Okay. And then I guess we can tell the user that they've missed something. We might have to take out a few of these print statements if we run out of lines. So print that letter is not in the game word. And then we also probably want to give them how many misses they have. So we'll say you have, and then we'll say misses 6 minus misses. What's happening here? You have 6 minus misses. Okay, and then what else do we have to do? We have to check whether or not they missed the word and it's 6, the game is over. So if they miss the letter and misses is equal to 6, they will lose the game. So we have to check if misses this is actually user misses. So user misses, and then if user misses is equal to 6, what we're going to do is go ahead and print that you lost the game. No. You lost. And then what we'll do is we'll break out of the while loop that we're in. So you have to remember that we're inside of a while loop here, and we can pass break to get out of it. Okay. Now we're going to hop out of that, and we're going to say else. So this whole if statement here is if the user guess is not in the game word. So if it's in the game word, we need to do a few things differently, right? We need to, first of all, let's just tell the user that they had a nice guess. Nice guess. This letter is in the game word. Okay, and then after that, what we need to do is look for where it actually is inside of the game word. So what we're going to do is we're going to say for match in re.find iter. And what this is going to do is it's going to find all of the places where the user's guess is inside of the game word. So this is going to account for whether or not the letter shows up twice in the game word. And so here we're going to pass in the user guess and the game word. So for the number of matches, and then we're just going to display, we're going to get the display word, and everywhere that match shows up, we're going to place the user guess. All right? Okay, and then we can go ahead and print the new word. So print your word, and then we'll go ahead and do that display word that we remember initialized up top with all of the blank spaces. Well, now we're still going to have those blank spaces, but we're updating the display word so that some of the blank spaces are being replaced by the user's guess. So join display word. Okay, so that's that. Now we also want to do if their guess is the last letter and they get it right. So we need to say if join display word is actually equal to the game word. We need to print, congratulations, you won the game. Okay, that's great. And then after that print, we can go ahead and break the loop again. Okay, so this should run the game. Let's go ahead and make sure that it does. So I've got this called temporary.py. So let's run temporary.py. Oh, so we've got in line 26 a quick error. Let's see what that is. Oh, else. So remember we need to add these. Let's go ahead and try that again. All right, so we've got our game word being displayed. We've got guess a letter. I'll guess A. Oh, that was in there. I'll guess E. Oh, so now we're getting another trace back. Misses is not defined. Oh, so you'll remember that up here I got a little messed up and was putting misses instead of user misses. Okay. User misses, user misses. Where? Oh yeah, right here. 6 minus user misses. Okay, let's try this again. Let's clear that. Here we go. Okay, let's guess another one. Oh, not in there. Let's guess E. That is in there. H, not in there. S, A, E. Okay. M, N. Let's make sure that we can't guess the same letter twice. N. Already guessed it. Let's make sure that we can't guess something like this. Please guess an appropriate letter. Let's make sure we can't put in multiple letters. Can't do it. Okay. This is all pretty good. Now you'll probably have already guessed that I haven't added a play again feature. So if I lose this, oh, I lost. So you'll see it just automatically restarts the game. I don't want it to do that. I want it to tell me I lost, and then I want to have the ability to restart if I want to. So I'm going to just Control-C this. We'll clear it, and then I'm going to add this this feature that will allow me to play again if I want to. Okay, so let's see. What we can do is we'll say play again, and we'll give an input, and we'll say, do you want to play again? And just so the user has some idea of what they want to do or what they can put in, we'll just give them a YN. And just to make sure that this is a lowercase when it comes in, we'll turn it lower. And we're going to say if play again is equal to Y. The what is this variable up here? Play game. We'll say play game will be equal to true. L if play again is equal to N, then play game will be equal to false, and that should break our while loop. And actually, I think we need this inside of the while loop here. So let's go ahead and tab it on in. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a run. Okay, let's go ahead and make some guesses here. A is in there, that's good. M is in there. P is not in there. E is not in there. Oh, we already guessed it. R, not in. E, not in. H, oh, that's in there. V, not in there. Okay, so you lost. Do you want to play again? Yes or no? Let's hit no. So no gets us out of there. All right. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do, though, is I lost the game, but I want to know what the word was. So in the print statement, up here where it says you lost, we also want to add in the game word was, and then we're going to give the game word. Okay, so let's do this one more time. So A, not in. E, not in. I, not in. M is in there. Let's see, C is in there. What about L? What about so let's see, one miss left. Numbskull. So the word is numbskull. So you have zero misses left. Oh no, you lost the game. The game word was numbskull. Do you want to play again? Yes or no? Let's just hit yes, make sure this feature works. It does work, so you're seeing that it's allowing us to play again. All right, let's go ahead and just end this. Yes. Okay. Okay, so if you like that video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We just wrote Python in, I'm looking at it, 47 lines. If Python code allows us to play Hangman inside of the command window. So if you like that, please stay tuned. I'm going to try to do a 50 lines or less every Friday. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to try. If you want to find out more about me, you can find me on Twitter. You can find a lot of my codes up on GitHub. You can find me on LinkedIn. And you can, of course, keep watching videos of me here on YouTube. All right, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And until next time, keep coding.